We are inside in the basement of the Beacon Hill studio because it is pouring rain down here. Peter Cadgis of the Boston Phoenix, you good?
I'm fine, I hope.
Cosmo, you good?
DB, I got up this morning and I sewed my trousers on with fishing line. I am good.
You want to cinch them up?
No FAA violation. I am flying high like an AWAC, 50,000 feet.
Let's talk about Chuck Turner before we get to Flygate. Let's just talk about this whole situation in general. The press conference yesterday, for starters, on City Hall Plaza. I can't address anything involving the case, so let me go for 30 minutes on whatever else I feel like talking about.
You know, Chuck Turner basically promised a circus, and he definitely delivered. In a funny way, he kind of won the day in one sense because, you know, the council president backed down and they didn't have that hearing. But the fact that he referred to the situation with his fly as an issue totally baffles the mind. It's not really an issue. And, hey, he delivered 250 people to City Hall Plaza who have respected the way he's served the constituents over the years. And every one of them ought to be pretty angry at the situation that he's in. They ought to be pretty angry at him. And you know, in the same way that Diane Wilkerson is in hot water, he is also. If I'm those people, I'm actually disappointed in him. But they showed up for him.
Discretion is a better part of valor. Usually, Peter. Maureen Feeney decides let's not have this hearing because it's going to be a joke. Did she not do the right thing? Number one, and number two, what did you make of the appearance on City Hall Plaza?
First, Maureen Feeney, she jumped the gun. If they were going to have their own city council inquisition of Turner, they should have at least waited until he was indicted, as a couple of councilors with mayoral aspirations, and obviously an eye on the African American vote clearly felt. The city hall demonstration, I was unimpressed. I got to say, though, that, you know, I wonder if it's almost like something to promote tourism. I mean, political corruption is obviously a minor industry in Massachusetts. Now, whether Turner is corrupt or not remains to be seen. If he's indicted, the jury will decide. But I got to tell you, Saturday Night Live would have a tough time making this stuff up.
I would agree with Peter about the idea that corruption can be a small industry. But I got to say, this really is, believe it or not, kind of uncharted territory, at least for the council. For the past 50 years or so, there hasn't been a scandal like this in so long. So give the council president a little bit of a break that she's trying to figure out the right thing to do. I do think she jumped the gun. But, man, it's just a real mess, and it does a terrible disservice to those who would serve their constituents in the right way and not stick their hand in the till for a lousy $1,000.
Well, what's interesting here, too, is that we've got, you know, a number of investigations, none of which, with the exception of Wilkerson, are really connected. You've got the Speaker of the House stonewalling an ethics investigation up there. You know, we have a number of things going on at the State House. We've got what appears to be a widening scandal at City Hall, even by Massachusetts standards.
Well, look, you got Turner up there.
And the informant in the Globe today is essentially saying, as far as he knows, there will be more names to come out.
Well, Peter mentioned, even by Massachusetts standards, you got a city councilor on the City Hall Plaza talking about his fly. You got Diane Wilkerson being locked out of her old office by the Senate president. You got the city council president with a paid detail in front of her office because she's worried what Chuck Turner might do. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. It's a real mess. It feeds into the worst of the reputation that Massachusetts politics has developed over the years. And you know, quite frankly, right now it does threaten to erase a generation of black leadership in the city and in the State House.
Are you sympathetic at all to the Flygate issue? And is this not one of the greatest things to come down the pike in some time?
This is an early Christmas gift for you. I know that. This is Santa Claus in November.
Between the fly and the sort of bushy Ho Chi Minh beard, I mean, Chuck Turner will become a media
Don't forget
icon.
the Nixon pose.
Look, he's yeah.
But you know something you said, Cosmo.
That's good ISO cam work, right?
You know,
there,
I'm
Cosmo.
not sure. I have no doubt that there's a new generation of political leaders in the African American community that's just itching to to step up. Boston politics, the old line, white politicians don't have a hammerlock on sticking around too long. And I think there's a new generation of people in all the minority communities in Boston who are looking for a crack at the future.
Chuck Turner has always been a character while he's been in public office, and that's fine. But when you go that next step, that huge leap off the cliff, like Diane Wilkerson did, criminal activity alleged, it's a whole different ballgame, and it's really too bad.
Quickly, we only got 30 seconds, Cosmo. Obama announced this week $700 billion stimulus package. He's going to sign it the second that he's sworn into office. Yeah. It's going to increase the deficit by another $300 billion. And when does this all end?
Hey, look, the Bush administration has the most, admittedly, disgraceful record on spending here. So I'm going to give this president a real chance to come in and make some impact on the economy. And I got to say, the feeling out there right now is this guy can't become president fast enough to turn things around. So I think there's all good signs. Great people he's putting in his administration. I think it's good stuff.
I was going to let you comment, Peter, but we've got to zip this one up, I've been told.
Listen, if things are bad now, I shudder to think how they're going to be when Obama's in office.
Peter Kagis of the Phoenix, a man who loves the new James Bond movie, by the way.
Terrific film, terrific.
Cosmo Macero Jr. is a man who loved the new Matt Castle.
He's terrific.
They are the heavy hitters.